Well, hello, goody people. It's nice to see you again. Sorry that I haven't been posting in a while. The past week, to be quite more frank. It's just that I was sick that week, and also I wasn't at school, which is typically where I film at, because that's where I like to film. That's where I have the most peace and everything. But yeah, that aside, I will be posting videos again, more and all that. And as you can tell from the title, I'm obviously going to be reviewing Tokyo Ghoul because I love that series. And I'm obviously, to be more frank, it's going to be the sequel manga of Tokyo Ghoul because Tokyo Ghoul ended, and I did my review for the last chapter of it and my thoughts on the series and everything so far uh, previously, and you can see that anytime you want to. But from now on, you'll be getting reviews of you know chapters of Tokyo Ghoul by me of Tokyo Ghoul Ray, to be more frank, or RE, however we want to pronounce it. Whenever somebody comes up with a great pronunciation, with the correct pronunciation, I would love to hear it, just so I don't have to just say Ray or RE, just to be more, I'll just call it whatever for now. But yeah, I'll be reviewing the series because I am a big fan of Tokyo Ghoul for a while. I have been more so the manga than the anime because I read the manga before the anime and before I watched the anime, and kind of enjoyed it a lot more. And it was very disappointed at what they did with the anime, but overall, I still enjoyed both. Now, getting that aside, let's get to the review. So, whoa, this is awesome. Like, first chapter up, we get introduced into to a bunch of new characters and this awesomeness. Also, I want to point out something really quick right now that a lot of people did not notice that I've been seeing reviews of them, making of uh, this new series. It's just the time skip that actually happened wasn't a few months or a few weeks or anything. It was actually 3 years from what I read on the Tokyo Ghoul wiki page. It actually states that 3 years have passed since the events that occurred in the previous series of Tokyo Ghoul, and that's amazing. That's really cool and all. Also, that helps out answering a few more questions than we have, or things that we assume at the moment. Like for example, our new main protagonist, Sasaki. A lot of people are very much have their thoughts set or their hopes set on that's Kaneki with his memories lost and everything. So I got a little bit saliva. But yeah, I'm not 100% on board on that ship. I'm like 50-50 at the moment because I just need something that can strongly make me think, yeah, that's definitely Kaneki. I mean, people will bring up the part of him having, looking like the character because I would agree that he does resemble Kaneki a lot. It's just in his hair, it's just a little bit dyed and everything. And also the fact that he's also a bookworm, which is cool and all, but that I don't feel like that's enough. I need a bit more, for me, solid evidence to completely be like, yeah, Sasaki is Kaneki. But also, even the name itself, Sasaki Kaneki, it's basically the same name. Well, name is very similar, everything. And just like you just change a few letters and you just get a brand new name. Neki, Sasaki, that's cool and all. But I guess I am a bit more lenient towards, yeah, that could be Kaneki. If it's not, I'm fine with it either way because I like these new characters that we've been introduced to and everything, and it's great. Uh, yeah, 3 years have passed. Apparently, we get introduced to new characters. We have a new protagonist. Ghouls are still rampaging, which is a thing that's never gonna stop. It's uh, so this is the new characters that we've been introduced is a new group of investigators that are partial, that are artificial ghouls in their own right. That that immediately brings up a lot of interesting things. Like, whoa, how did they make? I thought Kano was the only one capable of making artificial ghouls, but turns out in the passing of 3 years, people have developed the knack to create their own artificial ghouls. They don't know how to relate to Kano. But I'm just wondering how far is this research that they're making, because Kano's definitely had is definitely leagues ahead of them. But I wonder how far they are or close to him at the moment with this ghoul, artificial ghoul making and everything. It's quite interesting indeed that we now have our focus is on this group of ghouls, or half ghouls, but also there are also investigators working for the CCG. That's that's honestly quite intriguing, and I'm hoping that a lot of good things come of it because I am interested in everything that in, these characters also themselves seem very unique and sort of fun. I mean, they're kind of, well, not all of them. I mean, Sasaki, our protagonist, is a pretty nice, cool guy, just like Kaneki. Other things that he resembles and relates to. But Urie is a humongous dick and kind of an emo. Shisuka, Shibasu, I don't know, the guy with the sharp teeth, basically. That I think is an ukaku, if anything, because he kind of I think he's kind of an ukaku. Uh, he seems like a bit of more like a brute, rash, like vicious guy. But I think but from what I read of chapter one, chapter two, he seems like he respects Sasaki and that he's loyal. So at the very least, I won't count him as a dick compared to Urie, because Urie definitely gives off the image and the emo stuff, like a dick and everything. And the other two characters that are half ghouls, well, we don't know much of the female character, which I can't recall her name. Like it's only been two chapters in. I can't be expected to recall their names immediately. But yeah, and the other male character, like a lot of people are saying he's a girl, he's a guy. He looks like a guy to me, so I'm not gonna say that. One thing I want to make point out really quick is like he has a dark skin tone, a really dark skin tone compared to everyone else. And I don't know. I kind of want to know why. Like it could be just probably just that's the character design and everything, but maybe it's something more. Who knows? But yeah, he that guy who still has the eye patch looks like the wimpy guy of the group. Sounds like he's the tough guy, but the one that well, the leader and everything. Well, actually, Sasaki is under Mado because Sasaki's that the Queen K squad, which is what they're called, is actually under the control of Mado Akira, and everything. Under them and everything. But Sasaki is the leader of them, and then Mado is the leader of Sasaki and everyone else. So there's that. This is like man, I'm kind of weird. Like this is weird. I haven't done this in a week. I'm trying to get my thoughts together and everything. I'm just like contemplating a little bit, like oh no, what happened, everything. I just read it, reread it again, everything. But it's like I need more emotion right now. I definitely do. I need to get my game pepped up crazy. Well, yeah, we have all this. Like, also we're hunting down this ghoul named Torso apparently that is like wreaking a lot of havoc and all over the ward that they're in at the moment. And the CCG and the Quinque squad is just like it's just going crazy all over the place. Just like trying to find this guy and stop him from causing so much havoc and damage. The first chapter I thought was a good introduction, good thing. Like a lot of stuff happening. Also, we got to see a few of the old characters from the first series. We got to see Ayato with a cool ass new haircut, or new not haircut, hairdo to be more precise, because he got longer hair now. We got to see Hinami with him, which is a little bit confusing and interesting. And we got to see Shu, I think, Sugiyama, or somebody that quite closely resembles him a lot. I'm more leaning towards that. That's definitely Sukiyama. Could be somebody else. Who knows? But like he resembles him way too much for him not to be. But yeah, we get to see those characters, which is really cool and awesome. What else? Yeah, in this first chapter, they took out this guy this cab driver who they presume to be Torso, but apparently he was just a lower rank ghoul, like an A rank ghoul, if anything. And if we know anything, an A rank ghoul is either an A rank or a B rank. I'm not sure, one of the two, like whatever. They took this guy out, and it was cool in fashion and showed off the action that this new Quinn K group brings into the series. With them being CCG members and also being artificial ghouls. And then after that, we have chapter two, which is I think I enjoyed that one a lot more than I enjoyed chapter one. Chapter one was pretty good, but like chapter two, I think was much cooler because we delved in more into the characters and other stuff. So yeah, We first start off with Sasaki in the night in his room, basically just trying to memorize as many files as he can for a report that he has to do in a meeting in the morning for the CCG, and it's so cool. And like he says, I need more bookshelves, and those are little subtle hints of like traits that Kaneki has. Like I'm still gonna point them out, even though the fact that I'm not 100% convinced just yet. I'm somewhat more leaning towards that. Like yeah, it could be Kaneki, could not be. Like, but I'm still not convinced 100%. It could be just another new character, and I'm fine with that also. Uh, yeah, we have that. Then we have this little inner fight that that happened last chapter a little bit with the group that was actually assigned to the torso case. But and then when Sasaki asked for the request some of the data, so because his team, his subordinates were chasing the case on their own, and he just didn't want to put their lives at risk, and he felt that it would be far better beneficial if he had a little bit of info on the torso, if just so they wouldn't die. Perhaps if anything, it could have helped out a lot more. But still, they were bitching and everything, and the guys who actually were in charge of that case, and they didn't want to share their information, and then we get to see more of that in this the second chapter, and it was a little bit of a funny and kind of serious banter they were having because uh, the people, the normal humans, are actually somewhat very racist or just mean to this new Queen K squad, which it's understandable why because they're ghouls to a sense. But if they were there and there for a reason, there's a reason why they're there. Can't you put your little pettiness aside for the benefit of the CCG where it's just saving people's lives or anything? I'm just saying, don't be that much of a dick for Christ's sake. Don't be a dick in general. But yeah, we have that. We also, we find out obviously that wasn't Torso, that was some other guy, or said that before. Also, there's another case that the ghoul that's causing a lot of havoc and doing a lot of things. In I don't know what word we're in right now, but basically that the CCG is looking into. It's named uh, no, something like snake, something like serpent or yeah, serpent. I think that was his name. So, something snake like basically. And we get a little panel where we show that character in action. Apparently, also it's mentioned by one of the CCG investigators that he is actually hunting down ghouls as much as he's just causing all sorts of havoc and everything. But because I have a theory as to who Serpent could be because of the given name, and also he has a tall, slender build. He, and we want to see more characters from the past be introduced. Again, like we already saw a few glimpses of Tsukiyama, Hinami, and Ayato, but we want to see more characters that we've seen in the past that we love. And because of these reasons, I think that Serpent could potentially be Nishiki. Like Nishio is definitely, or not definitely, because it's not confirmed or anything. But to me, I feel like it has a great possibility that Serpent is him because Serpent, the name, to me relates more to somebody who has a Rinkaku or Pinkaku Kagune, and we haven't seen that many people that have those type of Kagunes with a tall, slender build, other than Nishiki. But it could be somebody else entirely different. But I stand by this theory because it feels like there's reason and that this character has something vital and important to bring to the story. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, I think it's Nishiki and something happened and now he's hunting down ghouls for some kind of info or whatever. Or actually, no, he's hunting down ghouls for info on Torso because Torso somehow somebody he fucked him over in some way. So possibly he could have killed Himi or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, if he did that, he's gonna get his ass fucked. Torso, you're dead, man. You're dead. I mean, if that's Nishigi and he gets his hands on you, even if it's not, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have one hell of a brawl. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, we have that bit of it, and we also know that these artificial ghouls apparently that are they were made by CCG are can still continuously eat human food, but if their RC cells get to a humongous amount of a humongous level, they'll no longer be capable of sustaining themselves with normal human food, and they'll have to rely entirely and solely on human flesh. Which I found that out to be super cool and just awesome, and how everyone in Sasaki's group, in Sasaki's team, in the Quinque squad, is capable of still sustaining, from it's still they're still capable of eating human food like cookies or chips or something like that. Like junk food, or it could just be like a hamburger of any kind or something like that. And they don't have to eat human flesh at this point, except for Sasaki because his level of RC cells are like 4,070 700 something, and well, everyone else's RC cell levels are just the highest are like 920, and from that lower, it's like whoa, you need to be like this low in order for you to the level of RC cells. And typically, RC cells in normal human beings are up to 200 to 500. So for somebody to have at the very least 900, that's pretty high. But even that's still not enough for you to be like immediately having to only consist of human, consist of human flesh and everything. You need like 4,000. That's awesome. That goes to show that Sasaki is an entirely different level in terms of strength, because the more C cells you have, the more stronger you are as a ghoul. Not to mention, it's another little nod and hint to perhaps him being Sasaki. I'm still not buying it 100%. Just saying. That's why I stand by it so far. Maybe as the series goes along, I'll be like, yeah, I'm done. Like that's definitely Kaneki. Like, just give me a few more chapters. Maybe I'll be convinced just enough. But yeah, we have that bit. And let's see what else we got. What else we got? Yeah, there's I think that I'm gonna talk about the last thing that I recall, which is where it relates to this thing about the RC cells and everything. Where Sasaki gets home, he sees one of his Mitsugi, yeah, Mitsugi, green haired guy. He sees him there. He says he hasn't eaten anything, and then Sasaki goes like out of his way because he's a nice guy to cook him something, and then prepare the meal, and he's eating it and everything, and then he apologizes because Sasaki is right there staring at him, and he's enjoying this meal that he prepared for him, but Sasaki cannot eat it because he's no longer capable of sustaining himself with normal regular human food. He now has to consist of only a diet of human flesh. So it just goes and kind of makes you a little bit of a bummer, like oh god, like. But he's like, don't sweat it. It's fine. Like I've learned to cope with it by now. No big deal. So I kind of like that bit of it. And the last thing we see is I forgot the guy with the sharp teeth and everything, and Urie still searching for Torso, and then they stumble upon this little kid that actually apparently is 24. I'm like, what the fuck? You're such a little kid and you're 24. Although that's anime logic, not to mention also that Meliodas from the Seven Deadly Sins and Natsuno Taisai is like 100 or something, or even more than that, and he looks like a little kid himself too. So there's also anime logic to begin with. It's not that far off, but still, like, we have that bit where he's offering them information on Torso's whereabouts, and yeah, I can't wait for the next chapter because really interested to see what's to come of it. Hopefully, I'm a bit more happy and peppy and just like this, but because I was a bit sick and I just need to get back in the groove. I think you're gonna have to just watch it like this a little bit. But yeah, I enjoyed these two chapters quite a lot. I will consistently and continuously be reviewing this series because I love it. Because I'm not gonna stop anytime soon. As long as they keep making it, I'm gonna keep talking about it. So there's that. But yeah, with that said, I think I'll see you some. With that said, I'll see you soon. Hopefully with something new.